Hi, I'm Sheena Golart. Welcome to today's workout, Full Body Pilates. All you need is a mat, and we'll be focusing on the deep flexors of the abdominals, strengthening the core, mobilizing the spine, and getting a great workout head to toe. So grab a mat, we'll start standing, and I'll meet you there. Standing on our mat with our feet nice and parallel. Let's go ahead and take the feet underneath the hips. And allow yourself just to walk in place for a moment and just kind of feel where you're putting your weight, finding the big toe, the little toe, and the heel, and pressing that whole foot into the mat. Now from here, go ahead and stand up nice and tall. I want you to imagine that someone is actually grabbing your head and lifting it straight up towards the ceiling. Arms are lengthened down by your sides. Let's open the palms towards the front and just open those shoulders up. Take an inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, I want you to feel as though you have a corset on. So breathe out and feel that corset tighten. Let's take an inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, make that noise through the teeth. Inhale again like you're smelling flowers. And as you exhale, feeling all the air go out, and then a little bit more, and feel those ribs pull in and down. Drop the fingers towards the ground even more, and opening up that collarbone. Inhale. And exhale one more time. Feeling the rib cage pull in and down. Let's reach the arms up. But as we reach up, try to keep those ribs down. So we don't want to let ourselves flare up. We want to keep that connection through the core. Reaching the arms up, drop the shoulders down. Let the palms rotate forward and circle the arms around. Again, reach the arms up. Inhale. Shoulders drop and we circle around as we exhale. And again, reach the arms up. Inhale. And exhale, circle around. This time, as the arms come around, I want you to imagine you're against a wall. We're going to peel ourselves off. So you're going to look down, soften your knees, tuck the tailbone as we round the spine, one vertebrae at a time, rolling down that wall. So we come into a nice hanging position here. Now, don't lose that connection with that big toe, little toe, and heel. Find that the weight is distributed equally through the foot. Letting the head hang, just allowing yourself to kind of rock forward and rock back. Take an inhale and an exhale. Now in Pilates, when we exhale, I want you to really find that breath encouraging the abdominals to work. So one more inhale. And as you exhale, feel the navel pull towards the spine, like someone's kind of picking you up from the ribs. And we're going to roll up from there. So soften the knees and allow yourself to roll up one vertebra at a time, all the way into standing. Stacking that spine, ankles, knees, hips, ribs, shoulders, reach up. Inhale. Exhale, lower the arms, look down. And again, so as we roll down, I want you to be aware that when the knees soften and you roll down, the butt isn't going back, but we're finding that tuck and roundness through the core. So that exhale allows us to activate the abdominals as we roll down here. So rocking forward, rocking back. Inhale. And exhale, soften the knees. And again, allow the ribs to pull up first. So we're letting that scoop happen. You're using the stomach muscles to roll up one vertebra at a time. Reach the arms up. Lift the chest, but keep that tailbone tucked under. Find a little extension through that upper spine. Drop the shoulders down. Lower the arms. Look down. Let's do one more. So we're going to roll it down all the way. I'll turn back around this way. And as we roll down, we're going to pause here. Now, I want you to bend the knees enough to take the hands to the ground. So find a little connection there. See if you can still keep that big toe, little toe, and heel grounded. And we're just going to soften the knees and let the butt kind of sit back. So we're not letting the knees come forward. We're keeping the heels grounded. And then we're going to reach the arms forward. Hold, drop the shoulders, and then press up and engage the glutes. Again, reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, lower, rounding navel pulls towards the spine. Soften the knees, reach the arms up by the ears, lift that chest, and press the arms down. Last one, inhale. Exhale, lower the arms, rounding the spine. Soften the knees, reach those arms forward and up, press. Now let's reverse. Reach the arms up. Inhale, lower down. watching that the knees aren't coming forward. Keep those heels grounded. Drop the shoulders, round the spine. Head is the last to come up, so lengthen the legs, then soften round through the spine and reach up. 2 more. Shoulders drop down. We squat down, lifting the chest. Round the spine, press through the feet, big toe, little toe, and heel. Navel towards the spine as we roll up. Inhale. Last one. Bend the knees. Shoulders drop, rounding the spine. Head hangs, lengthen the legs, roll it up all the way, 1 vertebra at a time. Good. From here, walk to the front of the mat. Let's just cross the legs, reach the arms forward, and then stack the arms. So we're pressing those arms into one another. And we're just going to slowly bend the knees, trying to bring our butt right down to the mat. And we're going to come in a seated position like this. So towards the front of the mat, why don't you take your feet about mat width apart. If you need to sit up on something, if this is really hard for you to get the back straight, you can. Big toe, little toe, and heel, again, pressing into the mat. Take a hold behind the knees, pressing the feet into the mat. I want you to try and stack the spine up. So I want you to try again to sit nice and tall, letting the arms give a little pull. So when we're pulling with the arms, we're also dropping the shoulders down and back. So you feel that back body connect. Sit up nice and tall and take an inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to just draw the navel towards the spine and round the spine. Tuck the pubic bone under. So we're pulling the butt that way. It's like our butt would pull the mat underneath us. Heels slightly draw back, so you feel the back of the legs turn on a little, and you should feel your core start to work. So we're rolling back, creating some space from the hip bone and the femur. And take an inhale. On the exhale, start to stack the spine back up. Lift, draw the shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, navel towards the spine, pressing the heels away, drawing back, getting that low back down. Hold here, flex the feet. Something small, but you can feel a difference when we do that, right? Inhale. Exhale, toes down, and come back up. Sitting up nice and tall, getting that nice stack of the spine. Exhale again, navel towards the spine, pushing those heels away, flex the feet. And then reach the arms forward. So now from here, I want you to feel as though someone's pulling your hands forward, but pulling your lower back into the mat. And we're gonna lower back just as much as you can, maintain that position about down to your scapula. Take an inhale, and then exhale, bring it back up, up, up. Lower the toes, either grab your knees or behind your knees, and sit up nice and tall. Inhale. And exhale, reach the arms forward. Flex the feet as we push those heels away, tucking the navel towards the spine. See if you can get all the way back to the tips of the shoulder blades. Inhale and exhale, back up. Lower the toes and stack the spine. One more. Reach the arms forward. Inhale. Flex, exhale, press those heels away, navel towards the spine, tailbone tucks under. See if you can get all the way down to the scapula. Inhale and exhale, back up. Hands to the knees, stack the spine. Inhale. On the exhale, let the hands slide to the ankles, round over the legs, and let the head hang. So from here, you should feel a nice stretch in this neck and upper back. See if you can keep the shoulders dropped down and the navel drawn back towards the spine slightly, and just take an inhale and an exhale. So inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. We don't want to forget throughout this whole session that we're practicing that posterior lateral breath. So side and back breathing. One more inhale and exhale, stack the spine. Sit up nice and tall. Now reach the arms long, but lower them down towards the ground. So we're going to do a little 100 session here. Hundreds in Pilates is a big common Pilates move. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, and we pulse the arms from the shoulders without rounding the back quite yet. So we're going to start by breathing in with static breathing. So it's a out. Now, as we're doing this, I want you to start to get that tuck, that lift of the toes, that roll back. In 2, 3, 4, 5. On the exhale, roll back a little bit deeper. Hold in 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, roll back a little deeper. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5. Reaching through the armpits, reaching through the fingertips. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once we get down where the scapula is just off, you're going to keep that pulse going. Bring your right knee up, bring your left knee up, lengthen the legs up towards the ceiling. Keep pulsing, keep reaching for that opposite wall. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rotate the toes out, heels in. Start to lower the legs as much as you can. Maintain that position. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Bring the knees to tabletop. Lift that chest a little higher. Reach for that opposite wall and lower it down. Set one foot down and then the other. From here, just let the knees go side to side. You can reach the arms out to the side. Release that lower back. Take an inhale and an exhale, and bring the feet, knees back to center. Going into our ab prep, we're going to take the hands behind the head. Now, when we're doing our ab prep, I like to have our hands stacked like this. So one hand on top of another, and we go right at the base of the skull. So it's kind of like a hammock for your head. You let your head hang out in your hands, and I want you to take the elbows and draw them up towards the ceiling so you can feel the shoulder blades kind of wrap around the rib cage. Feet are grounded, so we're in a neutral pelvis. That means that we have a little gap underneath our lower back, right? We aren't in this imprint like this. So take an inhale, keep that nice neutral. On the exhale, elbows reach up towards the ceiling, head nods slightly, and we're gonna lift the chest. Hold here. Now see if you can stick that butt out a little bit further. Create that neutral. Feel the length through the core. Head is heavy in the hands. Reach the arms long. See if you can lift a little higher with the chest. And then reach the arms up. Hands go behind the head, and we lower back down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Head nod. So chin towards the chest slightly. Lift up. Reach those arms long. See if you can stick the butt out a little bit. Find that length in the tailbone. Reach the arms up, hands behind the head, and lower down. Inhale, head nod, exhale, lift. Inhale, reach. Stick the butt out, arms up, and exhale, hands behind the head, lower down. Take an inhale to prepare. Elbows draw forward, exhale, lift. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, arms come up, hands behind the head, and lower down. So as we're exhaling and lifting, again, keep the tailbone heavy. Reach the arms long. Lift the chest a little bit higher. Try to reach not just through the fingers, but through the armpits. Drop those shoulders away. Touch the wall across the room. Arms come up, hands behind the head, and lower down. Last two. Elbows reach up towards the ceiling, head nod. Head is heavy in the hands. Remember, it's a hammock for our head. Reach those arms long. Tailbone reaches away. Arms come up, hands behind the head, and we lower down. Last one. Elbows reach up. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Keep that tailbone heavy. Reach the arms long. Arms come up, hands behind the head, and we lower down. Let's roll over onto our left side here. And we're going to take our hand underneath our head, and I want your butt and your head in the same plane. So let the butt come forward, but lift the bottom rib off the mat. So top arm is long, and we're just going to do a little rotation here. We're going to inhale, reach that top arm up, and exhale over. Staying here, letting the head be supported in the hand. Breathe into that side rib. And exhale, bring it back. Again, bottom rib lifts, arm lifts up as you inhale, and we exhale to rotate following with the head. Now breathe in and watch that that right shoulder doesn't creep up. So I want to keep it away. And then exhale back. And one more. Reach it up and over. Inhale. And exhale, bringing it back to center. Coming onto our hands and knees in between here, a little cat-cow. So hands are right underneath the shoulders, knees are directly underneath the hips, elbows are rotated back. Take an inhale and start to lift the chest. I want you to feel as if you're pulling the mat back and the shoulder blades sink together. Lift the heart, and then exhale, tuck the pelvis round the spine, look down, press the mat away, and sit back halfway, breathing in. And exhale. Forward, lift the chest as you inhale, elbows rotate back, shoulder blades squeeze together, lift the heart. Exhale, round, sitting back halfway, breathe in. And last one, exhale, shift forward. Inhale, lift the chest, reach the tailbone away. Exhale, round, sit back halfway. Breathe in and shift it forward. Let's rotate onto the other side. So now we're on our right side. Hand is under our head. Our head is supported in our hand. Knees are bent. Arm is long. We're going to reach up and over and take an inhale. Let the head follow. And then exhale and bring it back. So we inhale, start the move. Exhale to fully rotate, staying there for an inhale. And exhale to return. One more. Let's reach up and over. Breathe in and breathe out to return. Coming back on our back, I want you to take your knees in a bent position and feet grounded with the big toe, little toe, and heel on the mat. Arms are long by your sides. So find that the big toe, find here that your heels are about under the bend of the knee. If you're too far forward, we tend to use a lot more hamstrings. So we're gonna do hip rolls here. And your feet and knees and ankles are hip distance apart. Arms are long. And we inhale through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, I want you to find that same connection in the core that we did in the beginning of class. So navel pulls towards the spine. We're gonna let the pelvis start to tilt, and you're gonna roll up one vertebra at a time, all the way up into this hip lift, right? So from here, watch that the knees aren't flaring out to the side. We're keeping them nice and parallel. Holding here for an inhale. And as you breathe out, let the upper back come down. So let the chest be heavy. Let the upper back roll down, then the middle back, then the lower back, and into neutral. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the pelvis as we roll it up, one vertebra at a time, articulating through the spine. When you're up here, feel the tailbone drawing towards the heels. So we're not like this, but we're finding that draw, finding the glutes. On the next exhale, roll it down. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, tuck the pelvis to roll it up. Inhale for the stay. And exhale to roll it down. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, roll up again. We're going to hold it here. Now I want you to find that the weight is in your right leg. So anticipate that we're going to hold the weight in our right leg, and pull the ribs down just a little bit more than you should without letting the hips drop. So we have the butt on fire right now, right? You're going to lift your left heel off the mat. So you're really light on your left toes, and then see if you can bring the foot up without those hips dipping or dropping, and then set the toe back down and then the heel. Left foot takes the weight. We're going to lift the heel of the right leg and then the toes, and then toe, and then heel. Left, heel, and toe, and down. So just walking in place here. You can see if you can lift those hips a little higher, articulating through the foot, keeping those hips nice. And even if you want to look up at your hips, find out what they're doing. Sometimes we have no idea what's happening in our hips, right? For 3, and 2, and 1. Set it down, inhale, and exhale, roll it down all the way to the mat. Inhale into neutral. From here, bring the knees up to a tabletop position. Now lengthen both legs up. Reach the arms up, head nod, roll up. And I want you to reach the arms up, 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 like you're kind of being pulled apart here. Someone's pulling on the arms, but you're pulling away. And then we're going to roll up to a seated position for a roll up and dive forward. Flex the feet and give me 3 pulses. 3, 2, 1. Now navel sinks back towards the spine. Point the toes, drop the shoulders. Arms are parallel with the ground. And we roll back all the way. Inhale. Exhale. Slide the feet to bend the knees. Reach up to that lengthened position. Head nod. Reach it up. And then roll it up, lowering the legs. Dive it forward. For 3, 2, 1. Rolling back, shoulders drop, arms are parallel to the ground. Let the feet slide. Lengthen the legs up, reach the arms back, then reach the arms up. Head nod, come up. Lower the legs as we reach and dive forward, all the way forward for 3, 2, 1. Point the toes, start to roll back, navel towards the spine. Slide the feet, lengthen the legs up. Inhale, exhale, lift, and roll it up over the legs for 3, 2, 1. Give me one more. Roll it back. Navel towards the spine. Slide the feet. Arms reach back. Arms reach up as the legs lengthen. A head nod. Roll it all the way up. Dive over the legs. Flex the feet. So this time, I want you to roll down all the way and reach the arms back. Keep those legs long. We're going to do a 2-breath roll up. So we're going to exhale on the way up and inhale on the way down. So exhale, reach the arms up, but drop the shoulders. Head nod, look up, dive over the legs, reaching forward. Start your inhale, drop the shoulders away, scoop navel towards the spine as you roll back. And exhale, arms up, dive over the legs. Inhale, roll back. And exhale, arms up, dive over the legs. So I want you to imagine that someone's grabbing those arms and drawing them forward. Shoulders drop away from there as you scoop and you roll, articulating. There's a lot of articulation happening in this class as we get moving. Last one, arms reach up, dive over, and then inhale, scoop it back, back, back. And arms back. Circle the arms around. And let's go ahead and bend the knees, pulling the knees into the chest and just rocking side to side. So from here, take a hold of the right knee and let your left leg lengthen and place it on the mat. Then grab behind the leg and you're just going to lengthen that right leg up and reach the right hip away. So if you have trouble getting this leg straight here, you can always keep a bend in the knee, but bend your bottom knee as well. So this will be the pivot point, the knee. But I want you to try and get those hips nice and even and arms down to the side. And we're going to do a little hip circle here. So you're going to take the foot, point the toe, and we're going to go across the body without letting these hips tilt around. And you're going to do a little circle, like you're drawing a circle on the ceiling and around the hip joint. So we go across and around, across, down, and around. And as you're doing this, see if you can not let the hips rock and get a little oomph. So it's a stop at the end. So it's across, down, around, and stop. Across, down, around, and stop. One more. Cross, down, around, and stop. Now let's reverse. So now you go out, down, and across, and stop. Out, down, across, and stop. Out, down, across, stop. Get a little shake it because you stopped so hard. For 2 and 1. Hold it there. Bring your left knee and lengthen that leg up. Right leg goes down. So now grab behind that left knee. Maybe grab the whole knee. Let's pull it into our chest. And reach your left sits bone away so we get those hips nice and even. Now lengthen the left leg. And again, get those hips even. If you need to bend the knee and make that your pivot point, you can. Otherwise, arms down by the sides. Press the hands into the mat and open the collarbone. Those triceps should be turned on. We're going to go across, down, and around and stop. Across, down, around, and stop. Across, around, and stop. Trying not to let those hips sway side to side for 2 and 1. Reverse. Out, down, around, and stop. Out, around, and stop. Out, down, around, and stop. Out, down, around, and stop. One more. Out, down, around, and stop. Hold. Bring that right leg up to meet the left. Reach the arms up. Let's do our roll up from here. Arms reach up like you're being pulled in each direction. Head nod and roll yourself all the way up. And let's go ahead and take we'll go legs together, knees bent slightly, and sit up nice and tall. Take the arms out to the side. And if you can lengthen your legs and get that nice length through the spine, you can. Otherwise, you can soften them. And we're going to take an inhale. On the exhale, we'll twist to the right as far as you can. And then 2 more little exhales for a twist, twist, and back to center. So we twist left, left, left. Inhale to center. So it's 3 exhales, and we rotate. So we rotate as far as you can, then a little bit more, and a little bit more, and back to center. Inhale, exhale, twist, 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 back to center. Now make sure when you're twisting, we're not just reaching this arm back, but we're letting the rib cage do that rotation. And center. And we twist, 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 center. Reach the arms forward, round the spine. Take an inhale. And exhale, stack the spine all the way to seated. Let's come onto our stomach next. So we're going to turn around. And we're going to find this laying down position here. And I want you to take the toes turned out and the heels turned in and the arms down on the mat. So you can take your forehead down on the mat and then walk your hands back so that the hands are underneath the shoulders. And then find the sensation of the elbows drawing back onto the mat and the pubic bone and hip bones pressing into the mat. So take an inhale here, and on the exhale, press into the hands, but pull the elbows back to drop the shoulders, lift just the head off the mat, and then press up to rise up into our little swan. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, lower back down. So inhale, elbows drop back, head lifts, and we press it up. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, elbows, head, lift. And exhale, back down. Make sure to maintain that glute connection. So butt muscles are turned on the entire time. Now, when we get up here, see if you can find, almost as if someone's poking you in the belly. Draw the navel towards the spine slightly. And then lowering back down, drawing those elbows back and down. 2 more. Press it up. Inhale. And exhale to return. And again, elbows, shoulders, head, lift. And exhale to return. Now from here, keep the toes turned out and down and tuck the pelvis under. And I want you to lift the hands off the mat, lift the head off the mat, but draw the navel towards the spine and draw the elbows down towards the mat and the hands up. So we get this little rotation of the shoulder blade. Hold there and then release down. So navel pulls towards the spine, hands and elbows, head lift. Lift a little higher. Draw those elbows down and hands up. And lower down. And 1 more. Shoulders drop back. Palms lift, elbows lift, head lifts, hold. Now, on this last one, we're going to add some breaststrokes. So we're going to reach the arms forward and hover the mat. And then we're going to circle the arms around and grab our legs and lift our chest, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Hands are going to pass back under the shoulders, and we're going to dive forward, lowering ourselves towards the mat. Drop the shoulders away, circle the arms around, and lift, really opening the collarbone. Hands come underneath the shoulders. We dive forward, we circle around, and lift. 3 more. Dive forward, reach, hover the mat. Circle around, lift the chest, keep those toes turned out and heels turned in. And last 2, reach forward, shoulders drop, navel still pulling towards the spine as we lift. And last 1, dive forward, circle around, lift the chest, inhale. And exhale, hands under the shoulders, lower down, and sit it back into a shell stretch. Toes together, knees open, and arms long. Let the forehead rest on the mat. And just breathe into that lower back. And breathe out. 1 more inhale. And exhale. And coming up through the hands and knees, we're going to come back to a seated position towards the front of the mat. And we're going to go into our little ab series. So we're going to start with roll like a ball. And so we're going to start towards the front of the mat with our toes pointed and our heels together. And now hold on to the knees. And so just like when we started class and we did that roll back, I want you to find that same sensation. So let's actually take the hands to the outside of the knees and push the knees into the hands and the elbows kind of slide forward. Now navel towards the spine, keep the toes on the mat and create a little distance here from the hips and the leg. And now once you find the stomach muscles, pick the toes up, keep those heels together. And then wrap the fingers around the knees. So draw the elbows forward. And we should be in this little ball shape. Now start to walk the hands down the legs a little bit more so you come into a tighter ball position, right? We're going to take an inhale and roll back on the shoulder blades. And then exhale, bring it back up, maintaining that shape the whole time. So really make sure those elbows are kind of reaching out and forward. You're in a round position. We inhale back and exhale up and hold. Inhale. Back on the shoulder blades, exhale up and hold. And you can keep the knees pressing into the elbows or into the arms to kind of help you create that shape. It's kind of a nice massage of the spine here. Inhale back, Exhale up. If you want to test yourself, you can take your elbows to your knees and hands to your head. Try not to knee yourself in the face here. And really try to keep that position. We've got 3 more. Inhale and exhale up for 3, 2, and 1. Now hold here, hands to the knees. We're gonna take ourselves down 1 vertebra at a time. So you can slide your hands back to the outside of the knees, bring the knees together and roll back into this flexed position. So from your hands on the knees, push the knees into the hands and lift that chest up a little higher. Hold. Now try to reach the tailbone just a little bit away. And we're gonna lengthen the left leg and hold on to that right knee, but keep that knee above the hip. Now pull on the knee and press the knee into the hands to lift the chest up a little higher. Hold here, and we're gonna switch legs. So we're gonna switch and lengthen that opposite leg, trying not to let the chest drop. So take an inhale, exhale, switch, inhale, switch, exhale, switch. For 4, 3, 2, 1, come to center and lower the head, neck, and chest. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the outside of the knee, head nod, roll, and lift. We're gonna go into double leg stretch. So now from here, we're gonna reach the arms and legs long. So the best way to think about this is like you have a top hat on. I like this analogy. So we lift up into this flexed position, and you're gonna grab your top hat and reach above your head and lengthen the legs. And then circle the arms around and reach for the feet. Bend the elbows, reach for your top hat, and reach it up. Circle the arms around, reach for your feet. We have 3 more. Keep that chest lifted. So when we reach the arms up and back, we're not letting them drop and pull us back, but we're keeping that top hat right above our head. Circle around, lift. And 2. And 1. Circle it around. Hold. Hands to the knees and lower down. Take an inhale. Exhale, head nod, lift it back up. Take the hands behind the head. Find that hammock for your head and lift that chest a little higher. Elbows reach towards the corners of the ceiling. We're gonna lengthen our left leg, rotate towards our right, and then come to center. Lengthen the right leg, rotate that right elbow towards the left and back to center. So as we're rotating and reaching, we're twisting the upper spine. We're rotating through that thoracic spine. Reach and center, rotate, reach and center, really peeling that left shoulder off the mat as we lengthen that opposite leg. Rotate and reach, rotate and reach. For 3 more, for 3 and center, and 2 and center, keep that lift, and 1 and center, hands to the knees and lower down. Now from here, we're gonna take an inhale, and on the exhale, we're gonna head nod and lift back up. Now lengthen the left leg and grab behind the right leg and lengthen it up. Walk your hands up as high as you can. We're not just hanging out here, but we're lifting the chest, pressing the legs into the hands and softening those elbows forward. Now reach through the left leg as much as you are through the right, and we're gonna switch and give ourselves a little pull, pull, and switch and pull. Pull. So as we're doing that pull, imagine there's a rubber band around your ankles and you're pulling it apart, but you're lifting the chest and you're reaching long through the legs and pressing that hip away. So we create evenness in the hips. Long lever, chest lifted, resistance and stretch for 3, 2, 1, center, and lower down. Set the feet down, hands behind the head, and elbows reach up. Take an inhale. Bring those knees back to tabletop, and on the exhale, elbows reach up, we lift. We're gonna lengthen the legs up, and now only as low as you can drop the legs, maintaining that imprint. So I don't care if it's only like this much, and we pull back up. I want you to keep the chest lifted, keep the head heavy in the hands. We're gonna lower and lift for 6, 5, 4, 3, keep that chest lifted, 2, 1, bend the knees, set one foot down, and then the other, and lower yourself to the mat. From here, arms are long, we're gonna go into our shoulder bridge. So heels again are right at the bend of the knee. You're gonna press through the big toe, little toe, and heel, and we're not gonna articulate on this one. We're gonna press those hips right up. So we're gonna press the hips up into that bridge. Remember, sensation of tailbone pulling towards the heels. Keep the weight on that right foot. Left heel peels off the mat. Then the toe, we bring the knee up to tabletop. Find the evenness in the hips. Lengthen the leg up towards the ceiling. Flex the foot and lower. Point the toe and reach it up. Flex and lower, point and reach. So you only want to flex and lower the foot as much as you can maintain a neutral pelvis. Point the toe and lift, then bend the knee and set the foot back down, toe to heel, other side. Arms are long, navel pulls towards the spine. Right heel lifts, then the toe, bring it up to tabletop. Reach up, flex the foot, reach that heel up towards the ceiling. Lower, point and lift. Flex, lower, point and lift. Flex and lower, point and lift. Bend the knee, set it down, toe to heel, and lower the hips to the ground. Inhale. Exhale, lift. And left foot peels off, knee comes up, lengthen the leg up, flex the foot. Now really lift that left hip up. Here we go. Flex and lower, point and lift. Flex and lower, point and kick. Flex and lower, point and kick. Bend the knee, set it down, toe to heel. Other side, peel it off. First, bring the knee to tabletop, then lift and flex the foot and reach that heel up to raise the hip and lower and point and lift. Flex and lower, point and lift. One more, flex and lower, point and lift. Bend the knee, set it down, toe to heel, and lower the hips down. Pull the knees into the chest. Give it a little rock. Side to side. Reach the legs up, reach the arms up. Inhale, exhale, head nod, reach up, roll up to seated. And we're gonna go into our saw. This is one of my favorite ones. You take the feet hip mat distance apart and flex the feet. Now we find that stack in the chest, and we're gonna reach the arms out to the sides. So lift and let the palms open towards the front of the room. And we're gonna inhale, grow tall. On the exhale, rotate to the right. So we're gonna keep both sits bone grounded, and we rotate as much as we can. Now that left little finger is gonna reach and saw off the right little toe. So you're rounding forward, and we flip the back thumb down. Keep the shoulders dropped away and keep weight on that left hip as well, and you're looking back. Inhale here. And then exhale, stack the spine and let the palms rotate back, and then we come back to center. Exhale, twist, and inhale, reach. Back thumb turns under, and little finger to little toe. Inhale, and exhale, stack the spine and rotate to center. Again, we twist. Try to keep those heels even and reaching. Reach across, back thumb turns down. You look back and stay here for an inhale. And then exhale, bring it up and come to center. And then twist, flip the back hand, reach and saw off that little toe, looking back. And then lift and come back to center. Let's go one more a little quicker. So we're gonna twist and reach, back hand flip, lift and center and rotate. Reach, back hand twists, come back up and come to center. Lower the arms down and bring the legs together. Reaching forward, take an inhale. Exhale, stack the spine, sit up tall. And from here, we're gonna do a little open leg rocker. So before we did roll like a ball, right? Now, from here, we're in this wide leg position. You're gonna bring one knee up and hold on underneath the leg, then the other knee up and hold on. So we're right here. Now, if you can lengthen the legs up and hold onto the ankles and lift the chest, great. It's a tough position. But let's start with the knees bent right here. Legs are open, and we're gonna roll back, find that scoop onto the shoulder blades, and then press into the hands as you come up. Try to keep that position, but then lift the chest at the end and see if you can lengthen the legs. Bending the knees, scoop navel towards the spine, roll back, inhale. Exhale, back up and lengthen. Can you lift the chest and open the collarbone? Woo! And then bend and roll it back and up and lengthen, lift. See if you can keep the legs open. Scoop back, press into the hands as you roll it up and lift. And last one, back, up, And lift, lift, lift. Inhale, bring the legs together. Reach the arms forward, lift the chest. Soften the knees as we roll down all the way. And arms come back, circle around. And bring the knees to tabletop for rollover. So arms are long. Now, if rolling over bothers your neck or your back, if you have issues, you can always just do the prep. So with the prep, feet are crossed, knees are out. And I kind of think the prep is almost harder because it has a little bit more control when you're starting out. You're gonna take the tailbone and just like I'm sliding a piece of paper underneath your butt, you're gonna tuck the pelvis and just lift the hips up and then let the legs be a little heavy, keeping that tailbone tucked under. And then up and back down. So trying to do this without going into the shoulders, using the entire core to get that operation moving. Think feet lift up over the hips. So if there's a wall right here where our hips are, our navel are, you aren't bringing those legs way over, but you're using the core. Okay, so you can either stay there or go with me for the full. We're gonna lengthen the legs to the diagonal and take an inhale, lift the legs up. Now exhale, start to peel the tailbone off, and then we reach the legs over. Now when you're up here, you should still be able to lift your head off of the mat. Your feet and your legs and your thighs are parallel to the ground. And we're gonna flex the feet and open the feet hip distance apart. Now imagine someone's pulling your heels that way and your back is a string on the lower back and you're just gonna be pulled that way. So you're being pulled in both directions. That means your quads are turned on. Hands are pressing into the mat, collarbone is open, and we relax the shoulders. As you exhale, we roll down, keep those heels reaching, and then point the toes as you bring the feet back to diagonal and pull the feet together. Inhale, lift, exhale, scoop, roll over. Keep distance between the thighs and the chest. Flex the feet, reach through the heels as you start to articulate. Shoulders drop away, and we roll down, reach those feet long, point the toes, pull together. Again, lift up and over, flex the feet, open shoulder distance apart. If you want to tap the toes down, if that's available to you, you can. Then you lift back up to parallel, point the toes as we roll down. Reach long and pull those inner thighs together. Let's reverse. So open, flex the feet, reach up and over through the heels. Now point the toes, pull those inner thighs together. Navel towards the spine as we roll down and reach the legs long. Open the legs hip distance apart, flex the feet, reach up and over, controlling that movement. Point the toes, pull those inner thighs together and roll down, arms reaching long. Give me one more. Open, flex, lift up and over, reaching through the heels. Inhale, point the toes, pull those inner thighs together and exhale. Roll it down, 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 all the way. Reach the legs long and bend the knees, setting one foot down and then the other. We're gonna roll onto our side for our side laying leg series. And let's start on the left side. And you can take your bottom arm long and let your head rest on it. So it's a nice way to kind of get the neck in alignment. And then I want you to take your feet forward towards the front corner of the mat. So we're in this little piked position at the hips. Now, when we do this series, think about your side rib lifting off the mat so that you have the control in the core, okay? And if you want to bend the elbow, you can. Some people aren't comfortable in this position. Either way is fine. Top hand is going to go on the ground with this claw position to help you drop the shoulder. So find that work happening in the rib cage and keeping those hips stacked. We're going to lift the top foot up to hip height and flex the foot. So from here, you want to reach the leg. I always tell people it's like your leg is getting longer, and you'll notice my hips then come into the right angle. We aren't going to try and tighten up here. We have enough tightness in our lower back in our normal lives, all right? So from here, keep that claw position, keep the shoulders square, and we're going to kick forward. As you kick forward, reach the tailbone back. So we kick, and then you point through the toe and reach behind you. When we reach behind us, we want the butt to work. Imagine there's a piece of duct tape from your hip bone to your rib cage, and it can't open anymore. So that's the butt working. Otherwise, we go into our lower back, right? So keep that duct tape happening. Let's bring it back to center. We're going to do 5 kicks. So we're going to lift up, flex the foot, keep it up at hip height, have your claw. Let's go. Kick, 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 point, and reach back. Activate the glute. Flex the foot, reach, reach, point, and reach it back. Flex and kick, kick, point, and reach. Still trying to keep that side rib lifted and the hips from wobbling around or opening up too much. Shoulders relaxed. I have to always constantly remind myself as well. Kick, kick, point, and reach. Flex and kick, kick, point, and reach. And lower the leg. Now stack the legs together. We're one long line. Try to find that top hip on top of the bottom hip. Find your claw position. Shoulders drop, bottom rib lifted. Let's lift the top leg, flex the foot, and lower. I like to keep a flexed foot here because when we do, we reach through the heel a little bit more, which helps us lengthen the leg and drop the hip. Now turn the top hip forward, and as you do this, tuck the pubic bone under. You should be feeling all the work right here in the glutes. If you can't, you're probably in a sticking butt out position or you're kicking too far forward, but you've got to keep that tailbone tucked. If you need to bend your bottom knee a little, you can. We've only got 3 more here. 3, 2, sometimes I talk and get carried away. 1, now lift the hip, foot up to hip height, point the toe, keep that heel turned up, knee turned down, toes turned down, little circles. So when we do our circles, we're going around our hip joint. Think about your hip joint right here. You want to kick behind it, but keep that tailbone tucked under. And around for 3, 2, 1, let's reverse. So we kick back up and around, keeping that length through the side body. Find your claw, back, up and around for 4, 3, 2, 1, and center, release, and bring it down. Should be burning back here, right in the glute. So from here, we're gonna take our legs long, but we're gonna pike them forward slightly. And I want you to reach your top arm down the side of your leg and your bottom arm in front of you. So now our head is lifted up a little bit, right? We're gonna start by taking an inhale. So from here, let's go ahead and keep the legs long. From here, let's keep the legs long. Take your top arm down your side and take your bottom arm in front of you. Now I want you to lengthen the legs, lift that bottom rib, and we're gonna come into a little side bend. So you can keep this arm long and you can maybe even bend the elbow a little bit to come into a side bend, right? So we're getting into that side bend. Lift the feet, lift the body, and then from here, we're gonna reach that top arm forward, roll onto our sits bones, and reach that other arm up and come up into a little teaser. Now open back. See if you can get your hand on the ground. Rotate back to your straight line and lower down. Inhale, lift into your side bend. Reach the feet up off the ground. Then rotate, reach towards the feet and lift, lift, lift. Then open, reach for the ground way over there. Set the hand down, rotate onto your side and back down. Give me 1 more. We do a side bend. We lift the feet, we lift the arms, we lift that chest. We rotate back onto that back hip. Reach for the toes. Then bring that other arm up, lift the chest. Bring the arm, open the shoulders, and rotate it back down onto your side. Nice job, you guys. Go ahead and come up into a seated position. Cross that same working leg over the non-working leg into this cross-legged position and just round over the legs. Releasing the hips. Take an inhale and exhale. Back up. Let's flip over for the other side. So we're gonna start laying down, arm long, maybe the hand underneath the head, legs slightly at an angle from the hips, and you wanna find that claw position, lift the bottom rib, get those hips even, and here we go. Let's lift the top leg, reach the tailbone back as we reach forward for 2, point, and reach it back. Remember, find the glutes when you reach back. Flex the foot and reach through the heel as we kick, kick, point, and reach. And we flex and kick, kick, point, and reach. So we want to keep that foot at hip level as you're working. Maybe find a little active stretch in the hamstring as you reach forward, and then butt works as you reach back. Give me 1 more. Kick, kick, point, and reach back. Lower the leg. Bring those legs together. We're one long straight line here. And find your claw. Find your lift in your bottom rib. And let's lift the leg up, find the length in the leg, find that lift in the bottom rib, flex the foot, maybe bend the bottom knee a little, and we lift and lower. So as you're doing this, remind yourself that the heel is the highest point and the tailbone stays tucked under. And sometimes I'll even take my hand and press my client's hips away to stabilize, and you'll feel a completely different set of muscles working if you tend to get this happening. So you want to try to stabilize, lift and lower. You should not be able to see your foot out of the corner of your eye. 2, 1. Now point the toe and let's go ahead and lift up, circle around the hip, back and around and up and back. And so as you do this, again, you've either got your claw or your hand on your hip and you want to tuck the pelvis under, tuck the tailbone. So when you kick back, you're fighting against the lower back arching. So much into these side leg series. It's like the little things that make the biggest difference. And let's reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. From here, that bottom arm goes forward and the top arm goes down the leg. So let's get our little side bend first. We lift into our side bend. Then we rotate onto our butt. Maybe you only get to right here, but find the balance and then see if you can bring that other arm over and lift the chest. Then we reach that right arm out, hand to the ground, come into your side bend, one straight line, and lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate, reach. Can you bring the other arm around? Then open out and back down. 2 more. Lift up, side bend. Rotate onto the hips. Let that hand slide, lift the chest. Bring the other arm up and over. Open and down. Last one. Side bend. Come onto the sits bones. Lift the legs, lift those arms. If you need to bend your knees, you can. And open out and back down. How are we doing? We're on our home stretch here. Come on up and cross that left leg over the right. Our working leg over the non. I guess they both kind of worked, right? Rounding yourself over. Releasing the hips. Take an inhale. And exhale, rolling up from here. We're gonna finish up today's workout with Pilates push-ups. So we're gonna start on our hands and knees. And when we do Pilates push-ups, what we're trying to do is create stability through the shoulder blades. So a lot of times when people are doing push-ups, you see people's shoulders kind of falling together and heads dropping. So to encourage the shoulder blade alignment, rotate and wrap those elbows back. So when your elbows are gonna bend, they're gonna bend back, right? Down, shoulders drop away. And you can either be in a full plank position or down on your knees. I'm gonna do them on my knees today. And we're just gonna shift the shoulders over the hands and kind of like you're peeking over the edge of a pool. I like that analogy. And pick your feet up. Now engage the glutes, tuck the pelvis, find the back body working just as much. And we're gonna lower down in 3 counts. So we'll let the elbows drop back and we go for 3, 2, 1, and then press it up. So take an inhale on the way down. Engage the glutes, elbows pull back and down as we inhale, 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 exhale, press. 3 more. We in, exhale, press. And breathe in, exhale, press. And inhale, 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 exhale, press. Let's do one more for extra credit. Peek over the edge of that pool. I like that analogy. And we lower down for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, press. Set the toes down. Come into our full plank. From here, separate the feet. Lower the toes. Let's give those shoulders a break. Walk the hands back for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels, lower the head. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, rolling up 1 vertebra at a time, all the way up to standing. Drop the shoulders, roll them back. I hope you can still see my head here. Sometimes it gets cut off. Lift up onto the toes, reach the arms up. So tucking the tailbone under, finding the balance through the big toe and little toe. Lower the shoulders, lower the arms, lower the heels. Inhale. Exhale, rounding the spine. We have one more set of 5 push-ups. Let's roll down. Walk the hands out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming into our plank or knees down. Tuck the pelvis. Here we go. We breathe in, and exhale, press up. So think shoulder blades are spread apart and they stay spread apart. The elbows drop back and down, back and down, back and down. And we press through that whole hand. 3 more. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, press up. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, press up. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, press. I lost count. Let's do one more. Breathe in. Exhale, press, lower the toes. Lift the knees. Look down towards the toes. And round the upper spine as we walk back and soften the knees. 4 counts. Lower the heels. Look down, take an inhale. And exhale, roll it up all the way, 1 vertebra at a time. Let's reach the arms up, drop the shoulders, releve up on the toes. Take an inhale and exhale. Lower the arms, lower the head, soften the knees, round down. Final roll down here. Just take a moment to again find the weight in the big toe, little toe, and heel. Just like we started, soften the knees enough to place the hands down on the mat. And we're going to lengthen the left leg, keeping weight in both of the feet. Take that left arm and rotate up towards the ceiling. See if you can still keep the shoulders dropped away from the ears. Just find that rotation. Inhale. And exhale, soften the knee, come back down to center. Other side, lengthen the right leg. Draw that right arm up as we open. Inhale. And exhale, bringing it down, soften the knees. Let's walk the hands out, coming onto our hands and knees and sitting back into our final shell pose or child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart, and sit back. Let the head go down onto the mat, reaching the arms forward and breathing into the lower back. We can walk the hands over to the left side. This is a really nice stretch down that whole right side here. So keeping that right hip pressing into the ground. Just breathing into the arms, breathing into the side body. You guys just worked your whole body head to toe, inside and out. Working through your breath. Walk back through center. And other side. Keeping that left hip grounded and reaching away. Letting the head hang or rest on the arm. Staying here for a few breaths. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more inhale. And exhale to center. Walking the hands back. And coming all right, up. You guys, we did it. We finished our full body Pilates workout. Nice job. I hope you feel amazing and have a wonderful day, standing a little bit taller and feeling a little bit stronger throughout your whole body. I'll see you guys again on the mat soon.